My name is Olivia and I'm the content creator for Wilkinson Cameras. I've had early access to Fujifilm's X-S20, an upgrade from its predecessor, the X-S10. I've only had it a couple of days, but in that time I've been sent 3 other things from other brands, so this video will be relatively quick overview of the X-S20 with some sample images and footage. The X-S20 is part of Fujifilm's X series mirrorless range and is super compact and lightweight. It's a perfect hybrid camera for creators that want that high quality, versatility, and is user friendly to make it easier to capture, edit and share on the go. For me, I would use this camera for my travel photography and videography because it's so small and light, but it's also really discreet, which brings a sense of safety when traveling alone. So talking about traveling, I'm actually heading to Malta next week where I'm going to really test this camera out. So I'm going to do a full review follow up. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you get notified when that video is out. There will be lots of sample footage and images and an in-depth review to look forward to. The X-S20 is a really easy camera to use. It's full of simplified settings like the new vlog mode, which I'll elaborate on later, the new auto subject detection in auto mode, allowing the camera to automatically detect which subject you're shooting, but also more advanced settings like the new 6.2K 30p open gate and DCI 4K 60p video formats, and ProRes and Blackmagic RAW via HDMI. We have an APS-C 26.1 megapixel X-Trans 4 BSI CMOS sensor already present in the X-T4, X-T3 and X-S10, but the X-S20 now has the new X Processor 5. The X Processor 5 has twice the processing speed of the X Processor 4, which the X-S10 has. So we're going to see big improvements in AI processing technology, potentially improved noise performance and a reduced amount of power consumption. The mechanical shutter shoots 8 frames per second and 20 frames per second blackout free for electronic shutter. We have in-body image stabilization with 7 stops, a stop more than the previous model. You have the option to shoot in IBIS with OIS, which is optical image stabilization, and or digital IS, cropping it slightly depending on which movie mode you're in. For static handheld shooting, you can also apply the IS mode boost or simply turn it off if you'd rather pan, tilt or track subjects. Moving on to the autofocus, as mentioned earlier, there's an auto subject detection setting in auto mode only, present on the mode dial on top of the camera. This feature makes it so much easier for someone, say, stepping up from a smartphone to a camera. It will simply recognize what's in your frame, so a car, bird or dog, or anything else, and start tracking it without any need for you to go into the menu and make a specific selection. This currently isn't possible in the higher end models like the XH2 and the XT5. With these, you have to browse through the menu to change. I really hope we see this as a firmware update for these models in the future. The new X Processor 5 makes the autofocus so much faster and more precise. I haven't managed to do any in-depth AF testing, but the eye autofocus seems to work really well. And when doing some vlogging testing, it tracked my eye without fail and kept me in focus easily. Okay, so I'm just doing a quick vlogging test. I'm literally just holding my arm out, should I say. Very annoying. I've just taken loads of pictures of Chip, the dog, and I forgot to put an SD card in. So yeah, I've just wasted like half an hour of my time. But anyway, back to the vlog. I'm loving it. I can see the little eye detection box on both eyes, or should I say, whichever eye it's prioritizing. So yeah, I'm gonna do a test with the audio. Currently this mic is synced up to the Sony camera that I've got there, filming some extra bits, but we'll just see how raw this audio is and if it is actually any good, and whether you need an external mic to help with the audio quality. The ergonomics are pretty similar to the X-S10, so for people wanting to upgrade from that camera, you'll already feel quite familiar and comfortable using this camera. It weighs slightly more than the X-S10, but is still less than 500 grams, making it a very lightweight interchangeable lens camera. I think if, like me, you're coming from bigger cameras, the button layer on the back will take some getting used to, as on the XS10 there is no dial or control pad on the back of the camera. Instead, there is a little menu button and a little joystick to navigate through the menu system. It's really easy to use and I do like using it, but my muscle memory keeps reaching for a control pad that I'm used to on most other cameras. There's a 3-inch 1.84 million dot articulating touchscreen, which is great for those low angle shots, perfect for videography. The OLED color viewfinder is 2.36 million dots, which is the same as the XS10. There's a new vlog mode on the mode dial that is brilliant if you want a quick fix and need all the features like product priority, background defocus, face eye detection and self timer at a click of a button. There's a vlog button on the touch LCD screen that brings up all these features similar to the Q menu, but for fun features like these. We've previously seen features like this on Sony's ZV range of dedicated vlogging cameras. If you want in-body flash, then use the lever on the left to pop up the flash like so. Personally, I don't tend to use flash, but it's always nice to have that option there, and I think it suits this type of all-rounder camera as well. There's a singular UHS-2 card slot present next to the MPW235 battery. This is the same battery found in the higher cameras like the X-T5 and the X-H2, so hopefully we're guaranteed better battery life than the XS10. So far the battery life hasn't alarmed me at all. I took it out to the docks this morning, filming in 6.2K and taking plenty of photos and videos, and it's still showing full bars. Whether it is actually full bars, I'm not sure, but we'll find out. On the side of the camera, there's a 3.5mm mic input as well as a headphone input, a 2.5mm remote release, a USB-C power charger and a micro HDMI. Onto the video features, it's got 6.2K 30p open gate, DCI 4K 60p, 1080 60p in LP mode and 1080 240p in 422 10-bit up to 360 megabytes per second. Wow, for a little camera like this, were you expecting all of that? Because I wasn't. There's also ProRes and Blackmagic RAW via HDMI available. Like I mentioned earlier, I will have more sample footage on my next video, so again, please be sure to check that out. For colour profiles, there's standard, F-Log, F-Log 2 and HLG. A quick tip for anyone using F-Log, if you head to the spanner settings, in the menu settings and across to the screen setup, on the second page you will find F-Log View Assist. If you turn this on, then the camera will display F-Log footage back to you in BT709 or equivalent to Rec 709, while still recording in F-Log. This makes it so much easier to visualize your finished product and also have a better idea on exposure, although you shouldn't rely on this for exposure. As we've always said on this channel, Fujifilm have the most beautiful colouring and film simulations. They started in film cameras and film production way before digital cameras, and a familiar feature throughout the X series has been the film simulation modes. They've added an extra simulation mode, the nostalgic neg, so there are now 19 film simulation modes in the XS20. So here's the Fujifilm X-S20. We've got all the mode dials here on the top, and we've got the vlog underneath the auto. Then, yeah, it's pretty cool. This is the 18 to 55mm lens. I've currently got the 8mm lens on the camera, which is a brand new lens. Not sure about price points, but I will be sure to pop it on the screen. It is super wide. Don't know how I feel about it yet, but yeah, we'll see how it goes in Malta. I've been told that the launch price is going to be $1,249 for a body only and $1,349 for the XC 15 to 45mm lens with it, of course. I've been using it with the XF 18 to 55mm lens, which will be available as a kit for $1,599. It's not an entry-level price point, but it isn't far off the price of the old XS10, and there really are a host of impressive features well worthy of this price point. My first impressions are that the X-S20 is a great little hybrid camera that's going to suit new photographers, content creators and enthusiasts looking for a small and lightweight, all-round and easy to use camera. I like that it's easy to use and would make a great first proper camera for a lot of people, especially people who want to move away from their phone. But I also love that it's got lots of advanced features that users can grow into. It's got a viewfinder, big tick from me as someone who likes to use a viewfinder for stills. I really like the vlogging mode and I like that this is an additional mode alongside video and stills. It just makes it so easy to switch to. Content creators who are getting a lot of mixed media for their Instagram, TikTok, YouTube accounts can really easily switch between the modes without having to worry about any of the settings. Also, what I really like about this camera is the fact that when filming in video mode, it doesn't take all your video settings over to the stills, because on some cameras, say if you're filming in video and you've got a log on, some form of log, when you transfer over to the stills, it takes the log with it. So you then have to go into the menu settings to take that off. So it's just another step that Fujifilm have eliminated. So I'm super grateful for that. Chip does not want to play with me today, so. Like I've said, I will have a full in-depth review coming soon on my ventures to Malta, so please subscribe to the channel to be notified as soon as that goes live. So what do we think of the X-S20 so far? What do you want me to feature in my full review filmed in Malta? Please let me know in the comments and I'll try my best to test it out for you. Thanks for watching, and if you liked the video then don't forget to give it a like. I'll be back soon and hopefully with a suntan.